All right, today a very impromptu video for Vinyl Martini, celebrating 2 years in our vinyl community. Now, he wants us to show records discography. I have an incomplete discography. He says it doesn't matter. That's cool. And also shouting out 2 channels, Berkshire Mike and Vinyl Chef Steve, guys. 2 favorite channels of mine. Berkshire Mike brings the heat all the time. Everything that's good from the UK, Ireland, Gang of Four, Stranglers, Dr. Feelgood. Great music. He has great taste. Love his channel. Very, very positive gentleman. Also, Vinyl Chef Steve from the greater Los Angeles area. Steve has a cooking channel. He shows great Mexican recipes, but mainly his records, and his collection, guys, is deep. And my favorite video, I think, of this year so far is his showing of his pristine mint 78s with great old-timey artists like Little Willie John, Bo Diddley, on and on and on. You have to see that. You're going to have to go about 3-4 videos back. Vinyl Chef Steve and Berkshire Mike. And I'm going to get started with a discography, or incomplete, of Savoy Brown. Now, another guy I got to have dinner with was Kim Simmons. So Martin Barr, that was cool, but Kim Simmons, he had played in the late 90s at North Shore Lake Tahoe at the Tahoe Biltmore Hotel. And I'm having, there is 24-hour casino coffee shop. We're in the coffee shop, my friend Kenny and I see Kim right over there. And evidently that was his son, Justin Simmons. And I said, Kenny, I'm going over. I went right over and I sat down with Kim, and I sat down with him and his son, who played with him on stage that night. Great performance. Sat down for a half hour and chatted Kim up. A very nice guy. He talked to me. They were eating. I didn't want to disturb him too much, but I sat there. I wasn't really imposing. They welcomed me. And he, for one thing, he corrected me. He says, JT, he says, it's Savoy Brown. And, you know, for real, you know, over here, we say Savoy, whatever, potato, potato. But Savoy Brown, I'm going to get started. Now, I'm missing Shakedown, the debut from 1967. I'm also missing Getting to the Point from 68. Now, this album, Blue Matter, is just, this is the one where it all starts for me for Savoy Brown. Love, love, love this album. I mean, you have Louisiana Blues, Train to Nowhere. She's got a ring in his nose and a ring on her hand. And It Hurts Me Too is the Elmore James, is so cool. I mean, just a wonderful album. Great, great, great album. And I love the gatefold. And Chris Yolden here, Tony Stevens, Lonesome Dave Peverett. You know, the thing about Kim Simmons, I will say, I really did find out, like, why did he lose these guys? You know, he paid them as sidemen. And, you know, these guys have got to go on to make more money. You know, the boys formed Foghat. So that was really the deal. When he finally lost Dave Walker, such a shame, you know, he just didn't ever have the great vocalist like he did with Lonesome Dave, Dave Walker, and my favorite, Chris Yolden. Now, I'm also missing A Step Further from 1969. That's the one I really, really want. For my 15th birthday, I wanted Street Corner Talking, and my father and my sister brought me, yes, Raw Sienna, and I said, that'll do. That's going to do. I really did. And this has become about my favorite Savoy Brown album. I just love this. Needle and Spoon, Stay While the Night is Young. The whole album, I'm crying. I mean, it gets a little Brubecky in there as well. And the horn section, it reminds me of Memphis horns a little bit. It's very, very unique usage of horns on this album. Just absolutely love this album. And, you know, this was Chris Yolden's last. And who stepped up to the plate next would be Lonesome Dave Peverett doing Looking In, taking command on the vocals. Great, great album. Love this one. And as kids, you know, how can you not love this album cover? One of the most iconic album covers in rock and roll, in blues rock, whatever. So, so cool. And the inner is just fantastic. Tone Stevens with his ride, Roger Earl, Lonesome Dave, and Kim Simmons. Now next, this is the record I played the most, and here in the US, it was just so popular. Tell Mama, Wang Dang Doodle. You know, Coco Taylor did, you know, the great version. But these are all in the US Parrot. All these records. My ears are used to listening to the US pressings. I would love to have the UK. But the great album cover and the great Dave Walker on here. Such a rich, textured vocalist. Now, at Bill's Garage, I scored a sealed copy. Sealed. Of Street Corner Talking. They're really getting hard to find. Really hard to find. And then my last Savoy Brown that I have, and I do want Lion's Share from 72. And that's really all I'm interested in, because after Lion's Share, Dave Walker left. The band, you know, pretty good, but these are the albums, the essentials for me. Hellbound Train, great album with the great Dave Walker vocals. And after Lion's Share, that's when Dave Walker was invited into Fleetwood Mac when Mick fired Danny Kirwan for several reasons, actually. And just very recently at Ted's house, my friend and the Old Tower record manager in Los Angeles, Reno, Berkeley, I got a sealed debut of Foghat, right? Now I have another copy that I spin, but this baby is sealed. And their Willie Dixon cover of I Just Want to Make Love to You is just incredible. Hey, well, thanks so much. And again, check out Berkshire Mike, Vinyl Chef Steve, and of course, Vinyl Martini. And Jack, I'll see you on yours.